Hello everybody, welcome to Hiking Health Adventures, where Tribute today is going to talk a little bit about what shoes are best for you to do a thru hike of the Appalachian Trail. Specifically, only because that's the only trail I have thru hiked as far as a long distance trail. So, let's just get right into this. So you pose the question, which shoe is best? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Someone else is going to tell you another thing. And by the time you pose that question, you're going to have 10 different answers. And you're going to be just as confused as you were, or more confused as you were before you asked the question. So, you can even go into REI, into any outfitter store, and ask them which shoes are going to be the best. Well, they're going to have a handful of questions they're going to ask you, and then they're going to bring you some shoes to try on and walk around in. All right, so what does Tribute think the best shoes are for you? I think the best shoes for you are the shoes that you find that is best for you. And the only way you're going to find that out is by going to try them out. Go in, try some on, walk around the store for 15, 20 minutes, just, and kind of go out and do some impulse shopping. And then if you like them and they feel good, then weigh your pros and cons between this, that, and the other. Buy them and go out and try them. Go out on the trail and put some miles on them. I remember when I was preparing for my thru hike, I went out and did that. I tried some shoes. Someone told me that this shoe is great, yada, yada, yada. And of course, it had some ankle support. I didn't like that. I was getting rubbed wrong on my ankle. I was getting a blister within 5 miles. 5 miles, I'm getting a blister. What's going to happen on the Appalachian Trail when I got 2,200 miles to go? That's a lot of blisters. I wanted nothing to do with that. But those shoes were not going to work out for me. Yes, I understand you got to break them in, this, that. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted something that I did not have to spend too much time breaking in. At the end of the day, I found what worked for me was trail runners. Okay, anything up above the ankle, I didn't like it. I didn't like the support. I didn't like that restriction. And that's a personal preference. And only you're going to know that as well when you go out and try these things on. If you want the support, find something that works well for you that's got support. So trail runners were it for me. In fact, the very first trail runner that I took out on the Appalachian Trail are these Salomon, okay, Speed Cross. Now, if you look at these, they've still got some miles on them. Okay. Oh, my camera's being weird. Woo. All right. I only did about 200 and maybe 250 miles with these. The reason why I had to send these home was because the foot box here was not big enough anymore. My foot ended up swelling. So you need to know that. Your feet will swell. So you make sure that, and I did buy them a size too big, but it's just the foot box itself. My foot was expanding here, okay? So you got to take that into consideration. Now, I love these shoes. They're very comfortable for me. I just love the way they feel, okay? So I sent them home, and it ended up having my Altra Lone Peak 4s sent out to me because I'd bought 4 pair of shoes before I started my hike and had them sent out when I needed them. Okay, so I had the Ultra 4s sent out to me, and I sent these home. So now I still have these shoes, so that's really cool because now I can still wear them, and my foot does fit in them now more comfortably. I just can't put on a couple hundred miles with them before my foot starts to swell. The Ultra 4s, I ended up putting about 750 miles on those shoes before they started to fall apart. Those worked well for me. Some people are going to say those are garbage. They only get 200 miles out of them. I got 750 plus miles out of them actually, and they worked well for me. But that's not to say that you're going to go out there and put that many miles on those shoes. But they worked well for me, other than some sore feet. I had to deal with that, but that's neither here or there because I liked them and I would use them again. Okay, but I had those sent out to me, put miles on those. Now, when I finished those, when those wore out, I ended up buying a pair of Merrell Hyperlocks or something like that. another trail runner, fairly new type of trail runner. And I liked them. They felt great. They dried fast. And I really did like them, except that it got to the point where my foot was, well, swelling again or something, because they started to kind of push on my feet and it was becoming sore. So I ended up sending those home and had another pair of shoes that I bought at REI garage sale, another pair of Merrells, but they were pretty bulky, but they were very comfortable and they had plenty of room in them. They were like 2 sizes too big for me, like before I started the trail. So they actually fit better, much better now, or did at the time. But they were a great shoe for me, but Pennsylvania got to them. No, I'm kidding. The Roxylvania. But Vermont, I went through Vermont. They were always full of mud, Vermud. They call Vermont Vermud. Yeah, there's a reason for that. But anyhow, those shoes eventually worked. They did work out for me very well. But they started to wear out, and I got to near Rangeley, Maine, and I needed another pair of shoes. Now, I bought another pair of shoes from the REI garage sale, Las Sportivas. Okay, I bought these. They're in really pretty good shape. I was going to have these sent out to me, but I didn't have them sent out to me. I ended up buying another pair of shoes in town. I just wanted something a little bit lighter because I was lightening everything up, man. I'm going to go through the 100-mile wilderness with a pack less than 18 pounds, okay, including my shoes. But what I ended up doing, now if you look at this, see all the mesh? See, there's a lot of mesh in these shoes, okay? And I bought them because of the mesh. And my Altras, obviously very lightweight. And then the other ones I had, they were all mesh as well. The reason I chose runners with mesh is because your feet are going to get wet. Your shoes are going to get wet regardless, okay? No way around it. I don't care if you waterproof them. They're going to get wet. I wanted a shoe that was going to dry quickly through the night, okay? I didn't mind putting being in wet shoes, but in the morning time, you wake up, you want to put some dry shoes on, dry socks, things like that. For me, I wanted mesh. I wanted something that was going to dry quickly. And it worked well. And sometimes, you guys, when it was raining out, when it was just like downpour or raining all the time and there's water all over the trail and the puddles you got to go through, I never walked around those puddles when it was like that. I'm wet anyway. I would walk through the puddles and I'd actually stop and stand in a puddle that was this deep because it felt so good on my feet. I mean, talk about an awesome day. It's raining, it could be cold, windy, but I'll tell you what, your feet are going to love, love, love you if you stop in those puddles and let your feet soak. And so having the mesh helps all that water get in there, right? But anyway, I ended up buying these bad boys, okay? Merrell somethings. Very super lightweight. I don't think the two of them weigh a pound. I'll bet they're less than a half a pound a piece. Super, super light. I mean, you can roll them up in a ball. Pretty cool. Another thing with these breathable shoes, I got a couple 100 miles in these. What was I, a couple 100 miles in these ones? They still smell new. I don't know, they don't smell bad. So it's pretty awesome. And that's something you guys will do, is smell each other's shoes along the way. And you'll always find those that have the shoes that come up over their ankles and that are waterproof, they're rancid, gross, because they don't breathe. All right, enough about those. Don't listen to me when it comes to me knocking those shoes, because I'm not knocking them. They just don't work well for me. And I like my shoes to smell good. So, but anyway, you guys see all the mesh in this? These things dry super fast. It's just a matter of about 30 blows on it and it's dry. Or just sit there and wave them, or walk barefoot and hang these off your pack and they dry fast. But this is what I used the last couple 100 miles of my hike and on up the mountain to Mount Katahdin. I had some people giving me crap about the soles of these, the treads. See how smooth they look and flat? These things stick to rock, okay? In the beginning, I had a hard time. I was sliding a little bit, but once I scuffed them up a little bit and kind of, you know, got that newness off of them, these things grip. And it's because of why? Because of the vibrant, okay? You want to see this. If those are on your shoes, you are set for the rock. These are great. But you guys, this is, there's another one right there. Vibrant. So, but this is, for me, you guys, these were the best types of shoes for me. I'm going to be out on the Appalachian Trail again this year, 2020 coming up. I will use these. Probably won't take those. I'll definitely take my La Sportivas and wear those out. I got a pair of Obos. They're not much of a trail runner, but they're still a pretty good shoe. I'll try those out for a little while, but for the most of my hikes, my through hikes, I'm going to be wearing these every time. I've got another pair in the other room. I love them. They work well for me. But you guys, what matters is what works best for you. Get out there and try on different types of shoes. Find out what works best for you. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to other people about what shoe is the best, because you're going to get too many answers that are going to confuse you more than you were to begin with. All right? Someone's calling. Should we answer it? Random? Anyway, we'll ignore that. You guys, hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And share this with your friends and share this with other hiking groups, things like that, where this could be beneficial. Can't you see we're trying to talk over here? We're trying to do a video. But anyway, you guys, thanks again for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.